this is Jamie Magridge. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. It's mostly just punch art, but let's get started. Okay, so what you're going to need, standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4, or whatever size you're going to want to do it. I have a piece of white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I have embossed it already with the Swirls and Curls embossing folder. You're going to need dimensionals and glue dots, a 2 1/4 inch circle. I just use my 2 1/4 inch circle punch, a 2 by 1 1/2 inch black square, or rectangle, excuse me. Just a little strip of red. It's about 1/8 of an inch. It's less than 1/4 of an inch. So, and then just a tiny bit longer than your black square. So, if this is 2 inches, it's like 2 1/8 inch. Okay, then we have a 1 1/4 inch by 2 1/2 inch piece of black. We have a 3/4 inch by 2 1/2 inch piece of the designer series paper, which is the perfectly plaid. And then we have 2 3/4 inch by about 1 inch strips. They can be as little as 3/4 of an inch. I've cut the fishtails out of the bottom of them already, so you didn't have to watch me do that. I have a carrot that I've cut out of a piece of orange paper, 2 hearts that I cut out with a heart punch. This particular one is retired, but there's some new ones in the mini catalog, or in the annual, in the seasonal catalog that would work perfectly. And then I have just 2 1/4 inch circle punches. I'm going to be using this piece of, which is left over from another project that I did from the tags. And then a little bow that I created with some baker's twine. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and, let's move these out of the way because we don't need those. We're going to adhere this to the front of our card. I'm going to go ahead and use my Tombow Mono multi-glue. Center that up in the front of this card. There's going to be, ooh, this isn't folded very well. Maybe about 1/4 of an inch. Let me bring in my bone folder here and straighten this up, because it's obviously needs a little bit of coaxing to be square. There we go, much better. Okay, so that's the front of our card. Now we're going to take, hang on just a second, I have to go let my dog out. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get back here. We're going to take this little strip of black. We're going to put a rim on the bottom of our, this is going to become our hat. So we're going to put a little bit of glue, just like that. And this is going to line up at the bottom of our hat. It's not quite all the way to the bottom, okay. And this little red piece is going to make the decorative part of the hat, so that'll go right there. Just add a little piece, a little dab of glue. Don't need much. Okay. That'll become the hat. Okay, so for the scarf, we're going to use this decorative piece. You can use whatever side you want. I'm going to go ahead and use the plaid. It's kind of cute. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue like in the center of it here. I'm going to put that on the for his chin. Down here. Now these are going to get tucked underneath, so I want a little bit of glue here. Whoops. I want to go this way. Alright, come on. The other one will go the other way. Well, it didn't stay glued, but we'll fix that in a minute here. Okay, so that'll be the scarf. Glue this back down. Got to make sure it's low enough that you're not seeing the bottom corner of the circle, which I am. Okay. Now I've already put glue dots on the back of all of these, so I'm going to take my eyes. I'm going to start with the eyes, and I'm going to put them on about there, I think. They're pretty close together. Okay, then I'm going to put my nose. That's what makes it. You don't even need the mouth, you just need the eyes and the nose. Oh, the glue dot came off. Well, that didn't work so well then, did it? So let me try this differently. Go ahead and grab a glue dot. I was trying to save a little bit of time so it wasn't quite as long of a video. Oh, it doesn't want to stick to it. And I just put the glue on the fat end of the carrot. I have a couple of hearts here. Oh, they came off too, shoot. Well, that was worth a try. Put one here. The next glue dot go. One there. This one's kind of under this nose a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to bring in a fine tip marker. I forgot to bring one over. And I'm just going to draw a squiggly line. From one heart to the other for his mouth. Okay, now we can glue the hat onto the top of the head. Figure out how you want it, how low you want it to be. That's cute. Okay, now we're going to flip it over and we're going to put dimensionals on the back. I'm going to overlap the pieces so that the dimensionals help hold everything together. And right in the center. Oh, one under there too. Okay, let's take all those backs off. Okay. Then we're going to place that right on the center of our card here. Each one's going to be a little bit different because each face will be a little bit different. And this hat seems wider than it should be, but maybe I used the wrong piece. Okay, put a dimensional or two on the back of the sentiment. And I believe this is cherry cobbler that it was stamped in. Might have been Mary Merlot. And that'll get placed on here. And then I've got a little bow, the glue dot on the back, then I'm going to place right over where the hole is for the tag. There you go, there's a card we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Just play with it and have some fun. Thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can have some fun playing with some stamps, inks, and paper.